Hare Krishna, Sanwanani, Molweni, Dumelang, and welcome to another wisdom reading on Tuesday with myself, Nomusa. Today I'll be reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, and I think we're on 26 and 27 if I'm not mistaken. So I just want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. Thank you so much. Thank you to our previous readers, Kulu Prabhu and Bungisipo Prabhu. Your readings were so phenomenal. I like how chilled Bungisipo was. And just his insight was so amazing. If you haven't seen that video, please make it your duty, actually, to go and watch it. We're not going to be kind about this anymore. Go and watch it. Even Kulu Prabhu, his sharing of realizations is so immaculate. It's just so spot on, especially with the season that we're in South Africa right now, this electioneering and fighting for leadership or canvassing for leadership, however you want to look at it, and the wisdom that is spoken in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and the kings and how they are speaking to their children, and the wisdom that they want to share with their children. If that could be implemented in today's time, how wonderful the world could be. And we could all be directed back to our original position, back to Godhead. So thank you so much to the Babus. Last week, Wednesday, we also had a phenomenal reading from Itu, who was probably born speaking Sanskrit because her Sanskrit reading was on point. It was really brilliant. So thank you so much to all the readers. And on Saturday, we had Savyasachi Prabhu sharing with Ask a Monk. So if you haven't had a question yet, or you have a question as we go along, please watch Ask a Monk and stay tuned for that, and save your questions for then, or share them today, and we will post them on Ask a Monk, and Savyasachi Prabhu will be able to answer them for you. So before we start with our invocations, I just want to have one announcement. There are kids outside teasing the dogs. I don't know if it's audible, but they are barking very vigorously this evening. So if you can hear them, my apologies in advance. And also, I have little quirks like when I read. So thank you so much for keeping up with them. And thank you for all your wonderful comments every single evening for all the readers. So yeah, please bear with us and let's get into a very wonderful session. So we'll begin with our invocation. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Okay, we can begin. We do it 3 times. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. All right. So we're on chapter 26 of the reading. So it goes, I'm going to start with the translation. I know I said I committed to doing the Sanskrit, but I'm going to be a little naughty and go straight for the translation. Translation. My dear sons, you should not envy anyone, any living entity, be he moving or non-moving, knowing that I am situated in them. You should offer respect to all of them, and in every moment in this way you offer me respects to me. The purport by His Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. In this verse, the word vikatya, darga bihi, meaning without envy, is used. All living entities are the abode of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He is Param Atma feature. As confirmed in the Brahma Samhita, Adhyanatra Satham Param Mu Nam Chaya Natraya Sutam. The Lord is situated in this universe as Garbhodakasyayi Vishnu. Krishtoka Kasyayi Vishnu. He is situated within every atom. According to Vedic statement, Isyavya Syam Idam Sarvayam. The Supreme Lord is situated and everywhere. He is situated in the temple. When we offer respects in a temple from a distant place, and all living entities should similarly be offered respect. This is different from the theory of pantheism, which holds that everything is God. Everything has a relationship with God because God is situated everywhere. We should not make any particular distinction between the poor and the rich, like a foolish worshipper of Dar Narayana. Narayana is present in the rich as well as the poor. One should not simply think Narayana is situated amongst the poor. One should not simply think that Narayana is situated amongst the poor. He is everywhere, and advanced devotees will offer respects to everyone, even to the cat and the dogs. Vidai Vinya Sampanaye Ramane Givya Hatstya Suni Kavya Savpaka Upake Cha Pandadita Samya Dir Sinu. The humble sage, by virtue of true knowledge, sees with equal vision a learned and gentle Brahman, a cow, an elephant, a dog, and a dog-eater, or outcast. In Bhagavad Gita 5:18. This Samya Darsinya, equal vision, should not be mistaken to mean that the individual is the same as the Supreme Lord. Then they are always distinct. Every individual person is different from the Supreme Lord. It is a mistake to equate the individual living entity with the Supreme Lord on the plane of Vaikuntha Dark, Samdark. The Lord is always in an exalted position, even though he agrees to live everywhere. Srila Madhavacharya quoted Padma Purana stating, Vivikata Dirsta Gyavanam Dhyastanyataya Paramasevya Rasya Veda Striti. One who has clear vision and who is devoid of envy can see that the Supreme Lord is separate from all living entities, although he is situated in living entity, in every living entity, pardon me. Madhavacharya further quotes from the Padma Purana, Upapadayate Param Atma Gyan Vibhoya Ya Padye Padenya Kyava Nachitam Sitam Priyo Vishnos Tu Kasvayam. One who sees the living entity and the Supreme Lord as always distinct is very dear to the Lord. Padma Purana also states, Yo Haris Kavya Gyavyanam Veda Vyataka Harya Priya, one who preaches that his living entity are separate from the Supreme Lord, is very dear to Lord Vishnu. Now we move on to 27. Again, I'm going to be naughty and go straight to the translation. The true activity of sense organs, mind, sight, words, and all the knowledge gathering and working senses is to engage fully in my service. Unless his senses are thus engaged in a living entity cannot think of getting out of the great entanglement of material existence, which is exactly like Yamaraja's stringent rope. Hmm. The purport. As stated in the Narada Panchakarta, Savyapupadi Vinramuktya Datam Paravyana Niramalam Hirikana Hiriskasya Sevyayam Bhagavate Uchatya. This is the conclusion of Bhakti. All the time, Lord Vrishabhadev has been stressing devotional service. And now he is concluding by saying that all of the senses should be engaged in the Lord's service. There are 5 senses by which we gather knowledge, and the 5 senses which we work. These 10 senses and the mind should be fully engaged in the Lord's service. Without engaging them in this way, one cannot get out of the clutches of Maya. I don't know if I have time to read one more or if I can just share my my thoughts, especially with the political climate that we find ourselves in here in South Africa currently. I think that if leaders could take seriously what King Vrishabhadev is saying to his sons, then we would have a world where people have some sort of direction, especially broad sense of direction, not like the minute sense where we're going on every day, but with everything that we're doing, building up towards, we're trying to do this to get back to Godhead. So the micro actions are influencing the macro action, which is we want to get back to Godhead. But I also want to stress that we are leaders all in our lives because we are the main character. And if we don't have main character energy, we are losing out. If you didn't see this past Sunday inspiration session, then you missed out because the speaker there spoke about how we need to really take care of ourselves and see ourselves as the main character in our lives, but treat everyone equally, as we've just read. Treat everyone with respect. But remember that we are the ones that have to work very hard to get ourselves on the other side after death. So if we don't have this main character energy and we don't remember that we are also leaders, that we might be led by a lot of people and we should take instruction from our elders and those who are more knowledgeable than us, or the sages that we come across, we need to take seriously even these words by King Vrishabhadev, because we are also his descendants, we are also his children. He's speaking to this to his sons, but we shouldn't just be voyeurists or peeping toms, just like looking and watching what are they saying, what are they doing, like this is a soapy of some sort. This is also directed towards us for our benefit, and that's why it is captured in these books, so that we might also take all of this very seriously and implement it in our lives as we are the kings of our lives and move forward in that way. and take all these things very seriously. All the sense gratification and the controlling of sense gratification, controlling of the mind, and controlling of the sense and of how we accumulate knowledge so that we can also try and pray and be sincere in our devotional service so we can get ourselves, obviously with the help and mercy of the Lord, to the other side. So he is stating to his sons, take this seriously, control your mind, control your senses, and acquire this knowledge and use it. Don't just acquire, and sit on it like we're doing. Don't be a peeping Tom to this knowledge. Use it because you're also a king in your own way. As is stated here, I don't want it to be mistaken that we are kings in the way that people say we are also God. There's a clear distinction, and it's stated and repeated and re emphasized all the time that we are not God. Because God doesn't just become like have the acknowledgement that I'm God once they're 25. No, He's God from when He takes appearance in this earth or any other planet. He's always God. God is always God. So even though you're a king, now you're not the supreme king, but you are the king of your life. And even the queens are kings. So have main character energy when it comes to your spiritual life and be very, very furious and fast and furious about what you're doing. Obviously, pace yourself. You know, it sounds very contradictory, everything I'm saying, but what I'm trying to say is take it seriously. Take it seriously. You are the main character, you are a king, and this knowledge is for you. So I don't know if we should go on to 18 or I should just leave it here. Um, okay, here we go. So 28, translation. Sukavadev Goswami said, thus the great well-wishers of everyone, the Supreme Lord Vishavadev instructs his own sons, although that they are perfectly educated and cultured. He instructed them just to set an example of how a father should instruct his sons before retiring from family life. Sannyasis, who are no longer bound by fruitive actions and who have taken to devotional service after their material desires have been vanquished, also learn by these instructions. Lord Vishavadev instructed his 100 sons, of whom the eldest, Bharata, was advanced devotee. Was a very advanced devotee and a follower of Vaishnavism. In order to rule the whole world, the Lord enthroned his eldest son to the royal seat. Thereafter, although still at home, Lord Vishavadev lived like a madman, naked and with dishevelled hair. Then the Lord took the sacrificial fire within himself, and he left Paramavajra to tour the whole world. The purport. Actually, the instructions given to Lord Vrishabhadev's son were not exactly meant for his sons, because they are already educated and highly advanced in knowledge. Rather, these instructions were meant for sannyasis who, who intended to become advanced devotees. Sannyasis must abide by Lord Vrishabhadev's instructions while on the path of devotional service. Lord Vrishabhadev retired from family life and lived like a naked madman even while still with his family. So, like I was saying before, these instructions are not just for Lord Vrishabhadev's sons, but they for us as well. So, to avoid being a voyeurist, no one likes that. Try and try and try to take these instructions seriously and read them with sincerity and perform them also sincerely. So, this is the end for me for today. If there are any questions, please post them in the YouTube chat panel as well as on Facebook in the comment section, and I will have a little bit of time to answer them right now. We have a message from David that says, Hello. Hello, David. Sabona. We have a message from Bungisiko that says, Hare Krishna Machiji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Bungisiko. Please elaborate on how the statement that says everything has a relationship with God is different the view of pantheism that says God is everything in a literal sense. Ooh. I think this is a question for Oscar Monk. I can explain in my understanding, but it's my understanding. I think let's allow a senior devotee to take this question. And yes, I guess if anyone is interested, Saturday, Savyasachi Prabhu is hosting Oscar Monk, so you can direct this question to him. I'll have it noted, and on Saturday, it will be one of the first questions that we ask. Okay, another question from Musa 108. Please advise one or two things we can do as a way to take take our spiritual life seriously. One or two things. Okay, again, personally, don't shoot me. I would say to be sincere with what you do. So if you're going to commit to chanting one round a day, be sincere in that one round. Be fully committed in that one round. Feel it, live it, everything like that one round, and just zone the world out. Don't be playing with your phone and being distracted by other things. If it needs for you to take some breathing exercises first to calm down the mind, then do that. The second one, and I think it might be controversial for some people, is stop eating the flesh of other animals. Like, it will help you immensely. I can't explain it. It is something that is a lived experience. Like, you have to do it to experience its outcomes. And number three would be to read or associate with devotees or with saintly persons or with people who are on the path that you're trying to go on. Like, that association is so important. Not just important, it is so helpful. Like, it will help you to see how they do it, that way you can do it as well, and you don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the most, I'm not doing enough, or all the speculations will dissipate because you'll see practical examples of people doing what you intend to do or what you'd like to do. That way, when you think, oh, these people only bath with cold water, because that's a speculation that people have, like spiritualists only bath with cold water, they sleep on the floor. There's so many things that we just conceive in our mind and build a picture of what a spiritualist is, and we could be so mistaken. We'll realize that actually I'm doing some of the things that they're doing already, but it really requires you to follow them, to be with them, to take the association, not just of people, but the books as well. The books are so important. Everything is within the books. Everything. Whatever you need on any day, open the book, you'll find your answer. I promise. And if not, then yeah, I might be having to give out some racks because I'm making empty promises. So I think we've come to the end of our sessions. I'm sure there are more questions that you have. So join us on Saturday for the wisdom readings, and Sabyasachi Prabhu will be able to answer those questions for you. Don't forget, on Sunday, we have Sunday inspiration session. So better be there Sunday from 10 to 11. Also, yeah, it's true. If I don't, if I'm lying, then yeah, I owe you some money. I'm reading a message from Musa 108 Live Radio. Yeah, definitely it's true. That's funny. As I was saying, Sunday morning inspiration session. Don't forget about that session this coming Sunday. It's going to be very, very exciting session. All the sessions are exciting, but everyone is a little more extra exciting than the one before. So you better be there. Also, tomorrow we have another wisdom reading from Itu from 7 to 7:30, And again, the next on Thursday we have Books of the Basis Book Club. I've noticed that people don't show up for that. That's like the most amazing part of the week. The Books of the Basis Book Club. No cap, another miss through. Like if I'm lying there, I will send you some money. Tell me how much you want, and I will send it. Like for real. If you come and you don't enjoy it, I'm gonna EFT you something. Like just come. Books of the Basis Book Club is where it's at. For real, no cap. And on Friday, we have a very special session somewhere. I'll drop location if they allow me to, but you know what's happening on Friday. Govardhan Puja. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. We might have a reading from Hosi on that day. And then Saturday, like I said, Ask a Monk. And on Sunday, we have Bungi Sipo who will be doing another wisdom reading for us. And then on Monday, we'll start it off again with Kulu. And I'll catch you again next week, Tuesday, at the same time 7 to 7:30 for another wisdom reading. Thank you so much for bearing with me and my poor reading of Sanskrit. I am trying and will only get better from here. Thank you so much for joining us every single day, and please continue to join us, share, like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you again tomorrow with Itu, the one who was born speaking and reading Sanskrit, with sharing her wisdom reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5. From me, it's good night. Hare Krishna. Have yourselves a beautiful week and a wonderful evening.